Welcome. In this episode of Elixir Talks, we discuss the concept of dual agency in real estate. We will discuss why it doesn't work for us as a seller or buyer and why we should have our own representation. In some provinces like ours here in Ontario, it is legal to have the same agent represent both buyer and seller in a real estate transaction. This is called dual agency or multiple representation. One should try to have their independent representation as much as possible, and here are the principal reasons why. Real estate is a high dollar value transaction. If I, as a buyer, reach directly to the listing agent advising that I don't have any agent and I want to purchase this property, now my interests and motivations are exposed to the listing agent. Namely, what is my financial eligibility, how much I like the property, and how much I am willing to pay for the home. I have no one on my side to independently value, assess, and review the property to advise whether it is worth the price I am agreeing upon and other physical aspects of the lot, its layout, location, current condition, etc. of this property. The agent here is representing the sellers, and by design, we cannot expect him for critical advice on the property, as it's a direct conflict of interest. They would need to be neutral to both, and moreover, they are already in a client relationship with the sellers. It is as if we are in a court case and we have the same lawyer representing both plaintiff and defendant. And in a word, it would be a mess and would by design tilt in one direction. On the other hand, if for us as a buyer, our interests are represented by our broker, our motivations would always stop at our broker. They will not reach the sellers or seller's agent. And that is where the scope of negotiation is formed. How much I am in love with the property or how critically it fulfills my needs, that feeling or motivation doesn't reach the other side. And our buyer's representative can objectively negotiate the deal. As mentioned earlier, since real estate is high dollar value transaction, we should check our emotions during the process, both on the seller side and on the buyer side, to reach a win-win outcome. Since majority of the properties are sold with brokers involved, the fair market value of the property, which is evaluated by your buying broker based on the neighborhood sales, has already the compensation component built in. The learning is that for me as a buyer, having my own representation doesn't impact me negatively. In fact, it only works to my benefit. Now I can take the benefit of unbiased advice of a person who looks at hundreds of properties every year and has a breadth of knowledge in evaluating properties. And my agent can objectively review and provide feedback on the subject property and negotiate on my behalf for the best price. Since I am not directly involved in the negotiation, my emotions are in control. And more objectively, the deal can be negotiated by my agent. I have assisted my clients in multiple transactions where we could secure the property at a favorable and objective price determined by the as-of market and certainly not by emotions. When we talk from the seller's perspective, also the dual agency should be discouraged, as I would not want my agent to put special emphasis on only direct buyer clients and not the buyer prospects across the broker community. The reason is that it is in our best interest as a seller to ensure we can expose the property to the widest array of buyers, and it sells at the credible price market can bear for my property. If I try to expose my property to a wider cross-section of buyers, the property would attract the right buyer willing to pay a credible price for the property. If I only limit it to the consumers put forth by my agent, I am missing out on the wide selection of consumers and not allowing my property to bear the right price. Generally, the dual agency relationship exists if the same agent is representing both buyers and the sellers. They will be double ending the compensation for both sides. And this is the reason The only party that benefits in such transactions is the agent who is representing both. However, I should mention that in remote and rural areas where the broker community is not that much in volume, the dual agency still works if done ethically, as it is needed to ensure the sellers sell the property in a smooth and agreeable time frame. Thanks for watching. If you like this episode, do like and subscribe for more such content, and share with your friends and family looking to buy or sell and will find this helpful. Stay motivated, and I will see you soon.